Alright guys, I just want to make a quick overview video of a gun I acquired. I've had it for some time now. They're not in business anymore. It was left to me by a family member. I wish it was 1911 like an old Colt he had, but he had a Sterling 22 long rifle. Yes, the prized family possession. It's made by Sterling Arms. They were based out of Gasport, New York, and I'm just reading that off the side of the gun. I didn't really look that part up, but from what I saw online was these were really unreliable guns to carry back then because they would have feeding issues because they were poorly made, and I'll show you a little bit of that in the video. Another thing was they got dirty real quickly, which led to them jamming a lot. I think I watched a video on YouTube where the guy was practically maybe 3 shots in and just kept jamming. I saw a couple of videos on YouTube, and I think I looked on Gunbroker. If I wanted to sell it, which I'm not, I could probably get maybe $100 for it, if that. Just because they're not in high demand and they're out of business. So it's really a collectible of no value. I guess you put it that way. But it's still a working firearm, so it's nice to have in the collection. A little 22. Now I just want to give you a reference real quick. This is my LCR. It is unloaded. Show you that. Safety checked. This gun unloaded weighs 17 ounces. This gun, made of all steel, probably weighs 1.5 times that, if not 2 times that, because it is like a brick. I don't have a scale to put it on, but if you know the weight, comment down below. I want to say it's at least over 1.5 pounds. So I couldn't imagine carrying that. I do have a holster that was with the gun. I guess he bought it back in the day. Still in good shape. Look at the size of that clip compared to a Galco clip. How big it is. Jesus. That's probably like almost 3 inches for the belt clip. So I guess this is a deep concealment holster. But anyway, on to the gun. Enough blabbing. It is safety checked. I only have one magazine, and I did have to take this apart and clean this plus the gun because it was just filled with pocket lint and dust from being in a shoebox for, I want to say, 25 years. These were made, I think, around the 70s and 80s, and then they went out of business. I think they were part of that whole Saturday Night Special era with small semi-automatic pocket pistols. As I said, it's a 22. You have your safety on here, right there, and it is safety checked. I'll show you again. You can see in there. I just want to show you the trigger. It's actually no trigger pull whatsoever. It's really just a snap. It's like, it feels like a cap gun. So you can see. I mean, there's just, it's way less than 5 pounds, I want to say. There's just nothing there. But anyway, you have your magazine release at the bottom versus up top by the thumb. More like the Beretta style. This gun really reminds me of a Walter, just from the top. If you just look at the front of it, that really reminds me of an old Walter. So I will show you how to take it apart. Now, when I had the gun, it was so dirty and corroded, not corroded, but just dusty and dirty, that this part wouldn't even go down when I pressed it with my thumb. I had to use a punch, but I think now I'm able to get it. You can see this tab right here on the back left-hand side, right behind the grip. You just press that in, and that pops out, and then you pull back, pull up and back, and your slide comes off. And you have your slide, your recoil spring, for being 30 years old, if not older. And there goes the spring. See that? Oh, man. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. Got it. For being that old, it still has a lot of tension. Again, like a Walter, the barrel is connected to the frame. And I just want to show you some of the metalwork on here, the pristine precision metalwork. If you can't pick up the sarcasm, if I can get the camera to focus. Come on. Alright, there you go. You see how it's like notched there? Not even. The feed ramp, I can definitely see feeding issues with this, and just a lot of burrs in the metal. Rough edges. Still works though, still fires. No recoil because of the amount of weight it is. And then I'll show you back here in the barrel. And real quick, the firing pin and parts come out like so. I have read online too, another issue with these is the firing pin breaks, so I would imagine when that goes, I don't know where you would get another one. To put it back in there, you just want to line them two things up, them two notches up right there, and it goes right in. So let me put it back together. And to put it back together, you just make sure the spring, put the recoil spring on the barrel, and you kind of just line it up, and it's like any other gun. You just pop it in place, and all you have to do is press this tab back in like so until it clicks. And as I said before, that's your takedown tab, and I couldn't even move that with, I had a hard time pressing it in with a screwdriver. That's how tight it was. But now it's loose enough to where you just press it, it pops out, and to close it, you just click it back in, and then we'll test it out. So yeah, that's the Sterling 22 long rifle. That's my review on it. It's nothing special, but it is still a working gun with no recoil because it weighs so much. I was going to take off the grips, but there's really nothing to see there. So again, guys, thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. I will have a review soon on my LCR 357, which I carry daily. So subscribe, rate, comment. I appreciate you guys watching.